All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Live in the Tank with Keith Deyo and Aaron Hairston. I'm so excited about today's topic because honestly, it really feels great to be a blessing to others, right? And I think we all are blessed to be blessings. And so as we get into that, I want to welcome everybody to the tank. Go ahead and just comment below, what are you thankful for today? It could be one word, it could be a phrase. Keep it simple, keep it straightforward, and keep it real. So who is on right now? What's going on, Brooke? What are you thankful for? What do you feel is a blessing in your life right now? Just go ahead and comment one word below. What is a blessing in your life? Patty Kirk, what's going on? Doug, what's up? Denise, welcome to the tank. So excited about today's topic, being blessed to be a blessing. What's up? What's up? Awesome, awesome, awesome. What are you thankful for today? Let's start this tank off with some blessings. Yes, health. Awesome. Tracy, what's going on? What are you thankful for, Tracy? What are you thankful for this afternoon as we had a beautiful Wednesday afternoon here in Connecticut? What are you blessed for? What are you blessed with? There we go. There's my boy Keith. What up, man? Grateful to be 50 and fabulous. Yes. I love it, Patty. I absolutely love it. Let's see if I can bring Keith on here. Bang. Bang. Let's go. Lisa, what's going on? Wisconsin in the building. What do you think for today? What is the blessing? What's going on, Keith?
Yes.
I'm asking all our people, what are they thankful for today? As they're chiming on in here, we got health, we got being grateful to be 50. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I think it's important that we always remember that we have always been blessed to be a blessing. We just don't always step in there. So as we talk about giving is living, I was driving today, Keith, and I had a guy who was across the way in this intersection, and he was sitting there, and I was wondering why he was sitting there, and then I realized I didn't have my blinker on, right? So I hit my blinker, and the guy was so upset, right? He flicked me off. He was like, oh, "Screw you, dude!" And it was so exciting, right? When he did that, because I realized how thankful I am that I don't feel that way in my life. I don't ever feel that way, that I'm that upset about something that I need to flick off, and curse out a stranger, a complete stranger, because I didn't have my blinker on, right? And the thing was, I was letting him go. So I remember and being blessed, right? That we can be a blessing in people's lives, and remembering that there's nothing in your life. We got a lot of feedback. Are you outside?
No, I'm in my office.
I had cars driving. You hear that?
Yeah, maybe it's outside the dome.
Really, like that loud of a car, that's crazy. But anyways, we got to remember that we are blessed to be a blessing, and that nothing in life should ever upset you that much to actually lose your cool and absolutely get emotionally overwhelmed with anger. It's just pretty crazy. Awesome. What's up? Thankful. Oh, thank you, Patty. Appreciate that. She said she's thankful for us, brother. So giving is living.
Well, Aaron,
set it off, brother.
When we talk about giving is living, and as we see what everyone's thankful for, there's plenty of things that we show up and we give gratitude for, but what the key is to not only acknowledge that it's here and that you possess it so that you can manifest more of it, but why are you manifesting more of it? What are you going to do with it? It's designed to not only come to us, but flow through us. So the very thing that you're thankful for right now, today, right? Or if you're reflecting on the past year, like Patty may be because it's her birthday, right? So as we reflect on those things, or we identify what we're grateful for, the next step for us is to now, since we're thankful, all right, who are you going to bless with that thing that you acknowledge and manifest more of? Right, because we're sitting here. We want to make sure that we don't get caught in the trap that the system has created for us. The system of going to work, the 40-40-40 plan, and we're caught in the trap of showing up and collecting. And a lot of us at times in our lives are in collection mode. And what collection mode is that you treading water. You're sitting there treading water. You're working on the survival ness of your day. You're not looking to thrive. You're also not looking to build your environment and strengthen your environment. The strength of your environment is the balance that you create for the people around you and within. So as you identify those things that you're grateful for, now who are you going to bless with those things? That is the next step.
Huge.
Gratitude is hard in itself sometimes. Once we do that, we need to get out of collection mode, and we get to go out and share that very thing that you're blessed with. So as people are chiming in and leaving what they're blessed, why they're grateful, what they're blessed with, I want to implore you to identify the next step of comments of what you are going to go out and bless at least one person with today. At least one. Go for 5 if you want to go pro, but at least one person with something that you have enough of, or you have more of than what you could possibly use in a day. So it's not the process of filling the tank and waiting until somebody comes along and cuts a hole in the bottom of it and it's an emergency emptying. Right? We have the ability to not only fill our tanks, but also slowly deplete them and then look and fill more up, because that's going to be the cycle of life. And giving is really when you get into that state of true living.
Absolutely. And that's really when you are giving thanks, right? Is being able to acknowledge what you are blessed with and what you are so thankful for and grateful for, and being able to share that with others, and not in a boastful way. Just ask them, I have an abundance of health right now, and I want to help you. Do you have an abundance of health, and how can we help each other? Or I have an abundance of happiness right now. Are you happy in your life right now? Let's go ahead and tell each other jokes. And so whatever it takes for you today to go ahead and share what you're thankful for with others, also invite them to dig deep, right? And really look beyond their external and say internally, how are you feeling? Right. And sometimes people don't have that abundance inside, right? They really feel empty because all day long they're running on E, and they're finding some way, somehow, to continue to fuel that way. And it's never been of awareness to them. They didn't realize it. They're like, well, I didn't know I was supposed to fill up my tank. I didn't know that. Right? My whole life I've been running on E. And so, invite others to find what they're thankful for and what they're grateful for, because when you do that, right, you can actually realize how special it is to be alive, right, and actually be living. And I was talking to a young man the other day who has COPD, and this guy, right, he actually has to acknowledge breathing, right? He has to really work on breathing every single breath. Just think about that. We take it for granted. I must have taken at least 50 breaths since we've been talking here, and I haven't thought once about breathing. Now, this guy, he has to think about breathing. That's something that we take for granted on a regular basis, and we forget. If we don't have anything right now we can be grateful for, let's be grateful for that we actually don't have to think about breathing, right? And go out there and share that with someone who may not feel full and maybe just kind of dragging through their day, and remind them, hey, did you think about breathing today? No? Aren't you grateful for that? And just bring that back to awareness for people, and it might light them up. They may be like, oh, wow, because a relative may have, passed because of a breathing complication. And it reminds them that, wow, I should be really thankful that I can breathe today, and give that blessing to someone. Allow them that freedom to release whatever's going on right now and fill that bucket up with that gratefulness, that giving of believing that there's something in their life right now they should be grateful for, and that's going to light them up. Patty, what's going on? You have an abundance of health to share. Yes, exactly. Right? And that's mental health, that's emotional health, that's physical health. Your transformation, Patty, is ridiculous, right? You look amazing, and just go out there and share that with the world. And I think, Keith, you hit it on the head, bro. I mean, we've been designed to collect, right? We've been born to be barterers, and we get into, I'll do for you if you do for me, and if you don't do for me yet I do for you, I'm going to be upset, right? So now I may not do again for you. And that's not a cool law to live by, because it's about 50% disappointment, if not more. Yeah. Right? I mean, that's 50-50, right? I mean, that's still more than likely most people won't do because you do, right? So don't do it for that. Do it because you want to be a gift giver, and that you are in full acknowledgement that I'm not expecting anything back. I just want to give fully, right? I want to release all my experiences and my challenges and my wins and my achievements, and I want to share all of that with the world as much as I possibly can, because I know that's going to unlock possibilities. And so
well, Aaron, we're permission bearers. That's one of the things that we realized when we got to the point where we let ego aside,
Yeah.
And we traded in ego and expectation for intention and abundance. And what we do in the process is we give people permission. We're literally permission bearers. And then to be a global ambassador of what it means to be free, what it means to be free, a free thinker, a free mover, what it means to be physically and financially free, what it means to be rich and wealthy without identifying a dollar sign, without having to look for richness and wealth in your bank account, but start to look inside. Your ability to tap into your every single heartbeat and understand when you close your eyes, having the vision to see without eyesight. Those are all the things that we were blessed with. Those are all the things that make us uniquely human. So of those things, which ones do you have that are working in a full capacity that you can then share with someone else? So when people are asking you truly, hey, how are you doing today? How are you feeling? Are you going along with the automated answer, or are you telling them truly how you're feeling? I'm absolutely amazing. I feel free to be, free to be me. Yeah. And I'm here to bless you with that same, I'm going to give you that same permission to be you. And that's the key. Dance through life. Life is an art form. It's meant to be lived, not regretted. It's meant to be looked forward to. It's all the things that we get to do. One of the things we get to do is bear others permission to live fully and be who they are all out. And Dustin, that was Dustin that just commented back, right? I love his comment. Dustin gets it, man. Giving is an action with no expectation of return. Otherwise, we're bartering and trading. At that point, we're trying to capitalize. Giving is not capitalization. It's the opposite of that. And that's true, because what you'll find is that when you give, you create space for more. And the act of giving literally creates a vacuum in the universe for you to receive more of the very thing you're giving. So find those things that may be in your way. I often ask people, what could I provide for you that may be holding, that you may not have enough of, that's holding you back or in your way, maybe an obstacle? What could I provide for you today that would allow you to live at a higher level, would allow you to resonate at a higher level, would allow you to get back to your health and fitness goals? Now, are you going to look a gift horse in the mouth and say, no, thank you? Because the pressure of actually accepting something from somebody and getting help is too humbling for you? Or maybe that's something that there's too much accountability. So what are you looking for in return? Or what do you expect from me? Or what are you trying to sell me? No, I'm actually here. I'm actually here to show you what I found. I have enough of it. I've got a backyard full of gold. I've only got one shovel and one wheelbarrow, but I've got an endless supply here. Come on in my backyard. And people would literally say no. You would watch them turn it down. They would say no, because that's that pre-operative conditioning.
Remember when we're in the UK, right? We're in downtown Manchester, right? We're running through the Trafford Mall, and we were trying to give away coupons. Literally give away coupons because we had got some coupons for our currency exchange. Right, and so here Keith and I are bubbly, energetic, fired up people, and
$5.
We're trying to give it away, and every single person looked at us and was like, "No, I don't want the $50 off. I don't want it." And I'm like, "Huh?" I said, I don't want anything to buy here, so I'm not gonna use it like here. And it was crazy, but you know what, Keith? It's because we've been conditioned to barter. Right, and it takes practice. It takes acknowledging of what bartering is in life. Even at your job today, if you're on break right now from your job, and you're getting some food for thought, take this back with you. Go to your job today, right? Go back to your office, right, and don't do it because you're being paid. How hard do you think that's going to be? It's going to be difficult. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be very difficult because you're going against the grain. It's like swimming against the current. But here's the cool thing about if you're caught up in the current, what do they tell you to do? It says go with the current and slightly go at an angle until you're out of the current, right? At an angle. So when you go back to work, as you start to work on that mindset, is that, you know what? I'm not working right now for a paycheck. I'm working because what I do is valuable for the outcome to happen the way that it should happen for those who are expecting or have paid for a service, right? So they've paid you, but you're giving because you're valuable and that you're great at what you do. So go back into that office today, and I want you to be fired up about being there. I want you to be fired up because you are the best of its kind, right? No one on planet Earth is anyone like you. You are you, and you are free to be you. However, your bartering mindset has allowed you to be limiting, right? So let that go, right? They'll never, ever, no one in this world will ever be able to pay you for what you're worth. So stop bartering.
Nope.
You'll
Unemployable.
Ever. Never, ever, 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 ever. There's no amount of money, there's no amount of wealth in the world that can pay a human being for what they're worth. They are worth what they believe they're worth, right? And so we're freeing you today to realize that you are more valuable than what you're being paid, so stop doing it for that. Do it because you love it. Do it because you're making a difference, right? Do it because you're contributing and you're giving, so now you can open up that living piece. That's what we're talking about here, Keith. And we're allowing people that freedom because it's tough, man. You get that mindset of you do for me, I do for you, and you're out there, it's tough, man. It's brutal, and it will destroy you. But if you let that go, right? If you let that go, holy smokes, life changes, right? You are no longer shackled and held down by the limiting beliefs of barter. Is a gift giver? You think Santa Claus is ever disappointed? Heck no. What did he say in Elf? He goes, all right, let's get ready for next year. Right? Give it with no expectation in return because you deserve to be the best version of you and nobody will ever be able to pay you for what you're worth. So stop bartering.
I love that, man. We are mentally and physically unemployable, and so is everyone that sees this broadcast. And when they truly believe that, they will unlock their true potential. Think about what you're doing when you show up on the job site or when you show up to your environment. Are you affecting your environment or infecting your environment? What are you showing up there and providing for that environment? What are your standards? What are you tolerating from yourself? And that's huge to think about. And so when you have that unemployable mentality and you show up to give, what if I told you that the very thing that you have as in scarcity right now, what if I told you that very thing if you were to show up and you had, let's put it in money sense, so the analogy works. Let's say in your bank account right now, and for some of you this is very true, you've got $200 to your name and you got to stretch it until the next paycheck. If you had $200, what would you do if I told you that by giving away that $200, giving it to a great cause, something you believe in, nothing careless, go ahead and make that donation, and not to expect it to come back, but to apply the law of attraction and create the vacuum. Because without the giving, there isn't the level of receiving is limited. If I told you were to give that $200, that tomorrow you would get back $250. What if I told you that investment in your universe, in your environment, would make you $50? How many of you would go do that? Aaron, we saw it come true, but there was still a level. We are limited givers ourselves. And in our biggest crutch and our biggest broken blueprint is around finances. And we use the app that we've spoken about before here. If you want to try it, it's $5 app. It's worth its weight in gold. It's called The Secret of Money. And I got myself up to about $200,000, and I wasn't doing it. At first I did it till about 70,000, and I was okay with using $70,000 of virtual income, knowing that I was going to make back even more the next day. But eventually, I received an amount back that I didn't have the capacity to then go spend again, to then go give. And nothing's stopping you from going on the app and saying, I will donate this much money to this charity. Right. Every day I can do that. But I still wasn't comfortable. So I'm working on, I know this is an area that Aaron's working on too, because I bet you he hasn't been on that app in a while.
I was on it yesterday.
There you go. You're getting back to it though.
I'm on it. Yeah.
But as you find consistency, you will find another level. And every time you find another level, the goal is not to hang out there. Obtain another level, then raise the bar. Every single time you get there, raise the bar. That's how you're going to get stronger. So what and grow. So think about that app, or think about the mentality of whatever you have that's in scarcity that you would like to have in abundance. Go give whatever it is you have left. Go give it, because I promise you, it will come back to you tenfold. The problem is that most people have, and I was infected with this, is I didn't believe in the law of attraction. I didn't believe in the vacuum that was created from the very giving that I was holding myself back from. That was literally limiting me. Now, also take the thing that you have the most of. Actually, to identify both. The very thing you have the most of, that needs to go too. Because what's going to happen is, as you give more of that, you won't only get that bucket to fill up, but your bucket will grow. And you'll have that muscle to be able to accumulate even more of it, because the universe sees it as you having the capacity to go give more. So you can handle it. You can have a bigger backpack because you trained and you're stronger. You can take more rocks off of people and put them in your backpack and temporarily hold them. You can spot people that are lifting heavier weights. It will happen for you. It's a matter of trusting it and believing in the process, believing in yourself, believing in those around you. It will happen. Trust me. When you make that breakthrough, it will happen, and your life will explode. And you will take what's yours, and you will understand that once you have it, you'll allow it to flow, and you'll literally wake up knowing that abundance and prosperity is your birthright. Literally, abundance and prosperity, I say it every day, is my birthright. I remind my 8-year-old daughter, that is your birthright.
Absolutely.
Now get out there and live like it.
Yes, yes. And if you're feeling right now that you're giving more than you think you can give, what I want you to do is I want you to measure how much you're giving. I want you to measure where you're giving it, right? Because here's the thing. We can feel depleted in life, right, if we allow ourselves to give recklessly, right? Like literally just take money and flush it down the toilet. There's no value there, right? But we can give it all. We can literally give all of our money to a flame in the fireplace, and you say, I just gave $50,000 to the fireplace. Yeah, you did. You gave it. Yes, you followed the principle. However, there was no value in there unless it was to heat your house. That's different, right? But if you're just throwing it in there, right, during a 90-degree weather day, just because it looks pretty, right, and you just say, well, I just burnt that. Again, where is the value of what you're giving, okay? And you may be at a job right now that you are just not happy with because you haven't realized the value that you're being called to do. And you know what? That's your choice, right? That's your choice to look at the value. If you're not being pressured, if you're not being pushed, if you're not being challenged in your job right now, I encourage you to invite your boss, your superior, your supervisor, your manager, whoever is the one calling the shots for the task to be done, excuse me, I want you to invite them to a meeting so you can sit down with them and say, you know what? I am not being challenged enough. I am more valuable than what you see me being valuable as. Don't do it in a disgruntled way. Do it as a lover, as a gift giver, and saying, listen, mister, I'm telling you right now, you're not using me to my full capacity. I feel
and
limited.
Don't ask for more money.
And I'm asking you to use me more. Use me more.
Now.
I have more to give. Right now, I'm sitting at my desk and I'm bored. I'm bored with the routine that I'm doing. I'm not feeling like I'm living. I'm not feeling that I'm giving. I need to give more. Please allow me to give more. Where can I give more? And watch what happens, people. You will start living with abundance. And just like Keith said, right? Prosperity and abundance, right? That is your birthright. You have that in you. And it's amazing. It's amazing what will happen when you start giving and living. So with that being said, thank you. Hold on.
Jumped on Ron Reed. Ron Reed with a shout out.
Hey, listen, Michelle says this. She said, yes, she is always fired up about going to work because she's valuable to herself, her staff, her company.
Yes.
It makes a difference every day. That's the key, people.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that, Michelle. Rich LaFont, James, what's up, Ron? All these amazing people on here. Becky, how about what's going on? And we love you all. And we want you to take this message and give it to as many people as possible. Allow them the freedom to know that they have a choice to be more valuable in the world that they live in, and go out there and have a great work Wednesday. And for the hundreds of thousands of individuals that will see this on recording, please go ahead and bless yourself by blessing others and continue to give life away. God bless y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon.